It was incredible. That was our relatively a young ball club here outside of a handful of guys, and that was our first real in the thick of it contest this year, and our kids battled to the absolute last second. Well, you can't ask for anything else.
That fourth down, man, that's what we needed. We need to keep getting those because we feel like if we get those, then our offense is gonna go down and do stuff. Our offense didn't click on all pages, but you know what? That's my offense, and I won't ever talk bad about them. All right, we went out there and we did everything we could to win this game, and we just fell short. But I'll go to war with these guys, everybody in that locker room, 1 to 99. I'll go to battle with them every day, as long as it takes, because I don't care about any of these other teams. I don't care what their records are, what happens, but we got the rest of them.
I mean, those guys are incredible. We got to look at what are some things we can do to help those guys out better. I really thought the last 2 weeks we really haven't done a great job offensively of finishing drives, which is really, if you go back, kind of our microcosm from game one even. That's kind of been our MO. So I got to look at some things and maybe adjust what we're doing to personnel a little bit better now than I have before. So I got about a million things run through my head, but we'll get it solved. We'll figure it out.
Our defense, we're some monsters, man. I'll go to battle with these dudes any day, every day. This one dent does not show how good of a team we are. We're a great team. We're going to win the rest of them. We will not take this defeat and let it slide. Nobody's going to play as well as we do. We won't have any coaches that coach as well as our coaches are going to coach. We're going to go out there and we're going to win the rest of them because that's what we're going to do. That's what we're built off of. We work every day this summer. We work every day in spring ball. And we work every day in two-a-days. And there's nothing that no team is ever going to be able to do to handle what we got for them coming up. I promise you that.
I mean, they're incredible. They give us a bunch of opportunities, which in a game like this where opportunities are few and far between because they limit the amount of snaps you get to run because they control the ball for so long. They snap it with 2 or 3 on the play clock every single time. So, like I said, very impressive performance by Tabor. I thought our kids played awesome. And like I said, we just, play away there at the end.
Well, I think it's big for the conference, and it was an exciting game. I think the other games of the week have been probably less anticlimactic, I guess, than this one was. And this is something that, our guys have been looking forward to, and I'm sure Kansas Wesleyan's looking forward to. And we just happened to make one more play at the end than they did. I got a lot of respect for what they're doing, in terms of, getting their talent pool, in a position where they really have got some good players and, defensive linemen, and they've got, their quarterbacks really good, their skill guys are good, and I think they were missing their Kufal, I think, was out today, and I'm sure they were missing him and that, but we're just fortunate to come away with the win, and I'm happy for my guys. I just I really wish we could have closed it out and not made it quite so exciting. But, from purely a coaching perspective, making the halftime adjustments that we attempted to make and again, just trying to take away what they did. And I was really worried about the run game coming in. I really was. And, I felt like they had a very good run game. And, their passing game complemented that. And, we just happened to, play with 8 guys in coverage there at the end and a lot of the second half. And we ended up, taking away some things that they wanted to do. But my hat goes off to them. It was a great game.
Well, that was huge. I really give it to our secondary. Those guys, they're so good at what they do. They're covering, they're communicating back there, and they give our D-line enough time to get to the quarterback. And I got to give a shout out to Jake because he's great at avoiding the sack back there, and he scrambled around really good today. And that offense is really good, but I just got to give it to our secondary. Those guys, they know how to cover back there, and they communicated well today.
It was a good battle, man. It was pretty hard, but, we persevered through it all. Defense played a hell of a game, or a heck of a game, and all in all, it was a team effort.
Yeah, it was great for the conference, especially. It gives us a good look for the rest of the nation to see, and for us to win that game was huge, especially the way we did. It was a dogfight from the first snap to the last, and games like that, those are the ones you dream about and the ones you want to play. Those are great games. They're Really fun.
We were battling both sides of the ball. Defense is a big defensive game. As you see, it's low scoring. K-Dub, get in their props, man. They put up a lot of points this year against a lot of teams, so our defense held their own.
Well, once again, it goes back to our guys just making some adjustments and playing pretty good coverage. I really liked how we played coverage. I liked how our kids responded to the challenge of that. And again, it goes back to, I felt like the run game was very good, and to be able to take away the run game and make them one-dimensional. If you want to call them what they were trying to do, one-dimensional, at the end, or even the possession before that. I'm just really proud of our guys and my coaching staff, and especially my defensive coaches. The adjustments we did at halftime, and I thought they were pretty good.
Oh man, big difference in their program. They stepped it up. I seen that they added some new people to their program. Whole different team, big turnaround.
Yeah, that was huge, especially after the snap over the punter's head. We had to go out there at the short field, and our defense came up big and got to stop, and that was huge for the game, and just kind of a momentum swing right there.
Next week, we just got to work on finishing the games more. Come out instead of being on our toes, come out with our foot on the gas and just keep it pushing.
Well, we're just going to carry it over to next week, get ready to go to Wichita and play the Falcons. And same thing, same routine next week, start on Monday and get it rolling.
Nah, this is not the biggest game. We got a lot more to go. This is by far probably close to one of the biggest games. I say Northwestern was pretty big, but this was another good opponent. We got to move on next week.
We need to close. We need to finish. I might need to not have such a big ego when we're trying to get it done in the third quarter and just let my kicker kick a 20-yard field goal from the right hash. That's something that I probably should have done. Didn't do it. They made a great goal line stand. And then down here, I thought, what, we need to kick a field goal, make this thing a two-possession game, and it didn't happen. So, we got some things we need to work on, obviously. I thought our special teams, going into this game that our special teams were going to be something that I felt like we had an advantage of. I tell you what, those guys punted well, and we could not get a punt return because they were directional punting, and they had a great plan coming in here. It didn't work out for them today, but they're going to be they're good, and I'm sure they'll bounce back.